All right, so it is November 2025, and what that means is that we are approaching the holiday season really fast and steady, and everyone wants the drone that you're currently flying. Now, you want to be that good person and get that individual, whether it's your kids, family, a loved one, a drone, but you don't want to break the bank. I have a really good alternative for you that we'll be covering today. This is the Veeniix V11Air drone with a 6K camera, and it's only $299 or even cheaper. You're gonna wanna watch this. What's going on, guys? This is Eddie, aka Mr. Eddie Nunez. Thank you for hitting that play button and watching yet another one of my videos. Today I have a drone here that's probably familiar to many in the community, but maybe it isn't so familiar to others. This is the Veeniix, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correct, V11 drone that has a 6K camera with a 3-axis gimbal, can record 4K 30 frames per second, has a total of 70 minutes of flight time with both batteries, can achieve 10,000 feet in terms of distance, and it has auto return to home. If you are looking for a budget-friendly drone for someone that's beginning, starting up, or you think that may not be fully committed into drones before you get into the higher tiers of into the thousands of dollars, this is a good alternative. So let's go ahead and unbox this drone and walk you through the specs and actually first impressions of using it. I think it might be a great beginner drone. There's no doubt in my mind about that. So for starters, with any product that I review on this channel, I always like to start with the full unboxing. This drone, you get a complete bundle. They're not calling it the Fly More bundle, but I would caution to say it is sort of a Fly More bundle. You get a nice convenient carrying case. You get the actual V11 Air. You get the remote control, the RC that you need in order to fly the drone. And then you also get two different batteries. And these batteries are lithium ion LiPo batteries, lithium ion polymer. And the capacity is 3,200 milliamp hours. And inside of the case, you have all the accessories that you'll need in terms of being able to connect your phone to the actual controller, and also being able to charge the controller and the actual batteries itself. So now that we've unboxed the drone, the next step is actually going out there, setting it up and flying. Now I am gonna go ahead and set it up at home before I go out to fly. What I'm gonna do is charge up the batteries for the actual drone, charge up the batteries for the remote, make sure I download my software and do any firmware updates that this require. I'm not gonna go ahead and do that through the video because I find it like that's such time consuming in terms of you watching as my audience, and I'm really trying to cut down on the length of my videos, but I'll set it up. If I'll share my experience setting up the drone during my first flight, which you'll see as part of this video, and I'll let you know if there's any like standout items, like if I had any trouble, if there's anything that I noticed during the process. I'll make sure that I'll notate it and you know, share it with you here as part of the video. Now, with all my product reviews, especially drones, what I do like to do is go out there and do that first impression flight and share it with you. But I also want to go over specs. And before we go out to the field and actually demo this drone, let's talk about some of the specs. I highlighted some of the key items very early on at the beginning of this video as part of my introduction. So one of the cool things about this drone that I noticed immediately upon unboxing it is the color scheme. So you have sort of this blue, orange here. You got blue propellers. Let me go ahead and open it up. You have blue propellers. You got a blue, two different tones of blue in terms of the top of the drone, the arms here, and you also have a different color blue for your propellers. Veeniix, and I'm sure I'm probably saying this completely wrong, but this is also a parent company of Ruco, I believe. I'm pretty sure this is a Ruco drone and affiliated with Ruco. But anyway, the company has decided to use this color scheme as a way for you to keep this drone within visual line of sight. You know, oftentimes when we fly our drones up in the air and, you know, you go further away, and this does have, remember, 10,000 feet of range according to the specs, you may it may be easy to lose sight of it. Now, this is not sort of a mini drone in terms of what we see out there from a mini drone. It's a little bit bigger, and the VX11 kind of makes me think, you know, that it's compatible to like, or comparable, I should say, to like other air drones out there, you know, Air series type of drones, if that makes any sense. I don't want to like name drop any other drones within this video, but I think you kind of get the gist of what I'm saying. It's sort of bigger than, you know, a mini style drone is the fact of the matter. Now, in terms of video quality, this has a new 6K camera, which will produce clearer images. This drone is designed not only for hobbyists, but those that want to take their content creation a little bit more serious. You get higher image quality and more stability with that 3-axis gimbal. You can get up to 6K photos and 4K videos. So let's see, you know, during my testing flight, if it actually holds up to that quality. It's always, you know, when you think about these entry-level drones, sometimes they hit or miss, but this seems to be produced of high quality, just feeling it and looking at it overall, not having to go out and have flown it yet. Now, in terms of that 3-axis gimbal, it is 3-axis, right? Which means it does have a gimbal here, and this camera is sort of gonna stay stable as you are flying and against the wind. As you can see, it's shaking there, it's moving. It's gonna stay very, very stable, which is actually really good. It's gonna stay stable in high speeds or windy conditions. And the camera itself also has a 5x lossless zoom, which is good in the event that you wanna get closer to a subject, you wanna get closer to a landscape. Lossless means that you can go ahead and zoom in without any degradation of video quality or photo quality, which is a really good item, a really good feature to have on a drone such as this. Now, this bundle does come with 2 different batteries, and with both batteries combined, you get a total of 70 minutes. These batteries are rated for 35 minutes each of flight time. Now, the flight time that you'll experience will vary based on, you know, weather, wind, like there's all different types of conditions that would affect battery life. So I never really get what the true flight time that the manufacturers state, but I do get maybe about to 80% close to that stated a lot of time. So 30 minutes, I would probably think about, you know, flying this when I go out in the field tomorrow. I'm expecting to get around 20 to 25 minutes. If I don't get that, I'll be sure to, you know, mention that as my first impression during that flight time. Now, if you notice, the bundle here does not come with any chargers. It does come with just cables, USB cables. And that is because this battery is meant to be charged in the drone itself. So you want to go ahead and just take the battery, pop it in right in there, just like so. And as you can see, the drone just powered on. So we're going to go ahead and turn that off. And to turn it off, you double press like most electronics. We turn that off. But yeah, it's slated to charge in 2.5 hours. So that's the total time. And the way you charge it is by plugging it in to the drone. I just want to make sure that I note that. Now, the V11 Air does have a upgraded GPS with additional flight modes. You're able to do cruise control, follow me, or orbit flight, waypoint planning, and so much more. So those are really cool features to have on a drone, especially at this price point. Whenever I see drones out there that have smart features, it kind of catches my attention because typically like very entry toy grade drones won't have these features. So the fact that the V11 Air does come with these smart features is pretty incredible, and I can't wait to test them out when I go out to the field. Now, the V11, as I mentioned, does go up to 10,000 feet in terms of transmission. We'll have to test that out. The transmission enables you to have that really clear video transmission between the feed that you're getting on your remote control and your phone back to the drone. It also has intelligent return to home. So if you ever disconnect or you lose signal, or your signal starts to degrade, you can feel free to press that return to home button here on the remote, and the drone should safely return back to your takeoff spot. So it's very important that when you power up these drones that you wait and make sure and acknowledge that you received a GPS lock, a home point lock, as we like to call it. so that the drone knows what is its takeoff point and it can come back and land safely in the event that you lose connection. Now, lastly, the last feature I want to touch on that I had to read the spec sheet twice when unboxing and taking a first look at this drone is that it does have night mode. I'm telling you that the Veeniix V11Air here has a lot of features jam-packed for that low entry point, and it does have that night mode, as I mentioned. So it is designed to fly at night. It gets cleaner images in low light conditions, and it'll assist you in terms of cleaning up some of that noise. So I'm sure that the drone itself is doing a lot of post-processing behind the scenes to really clean up that image. So I'm also curious to see how that looks. All right, so now that we've covered all the features, and I won't get much into the remote, it's just a standard remote. We'll probably touch more on this when we go out there for that first raw flight. It is time now to go out there and fly this drone. So let's go ahead, charge this up, set it up, go out in the field, and I'll return with my overall conclusions. All right, so I have the Insta360 going here, and I just took off on the Veeniix Air 11. I'm hoping I know I'm saying that name completely wrong. So right now I'm just flying over the circle. It is a windy day, so it's going to be sort of interesting to see this drone perform here on this windy day. We're going to take a look here at the Bell Parkway. We got the shoreline. We're going to pitch the gimbal down. And this is going to be the first raw flight. So one of the things I've noticed immediately is that unless I'm missing it, you can't change the parameters of the drone, meaning that I can't change my shutter speed, my white balance. I can't change any of that. It is all automatic mode. And what you could change is your resolution. So I have it set to 4K 30 frames per second. I did have to do a compass calibration. It was very simple to do. So all I had to do is just do the typical calibration, turn it left, turn it right, you know, vertical and horizontal, then lay it on the ground. And I hear the drone hovering over me. So you can definitely hear it in the air. And it seems to be flying pretty well considering, you know, again, this is a price entry level drone. The price point is pretty affordable. And, you know, there's not a lot that I can say about this. The quality, typical, you know, entry level drone. This is a drone that you want to like use if you want to get familiar with the sticks on how to fly a drone. If you want to, you know, just fly for fun, nothing pro grade at all. I would probably classify this closer to, you know, a toy grade, a higher class toy grade drone. Toy grade drones are pretty bad in terms of a GPS lock. Like if you look now, this is staying like steady on there and it's not moving, it's not drifting, which is pretty good. On a toy grade drone, that would not happen. You could do things like, you know, tilt the gimbal up and down. So it seems to be doing a pretty good job here overall. Let me go ahead and just lower its altitude to see, oh, there you go. To see the colors, it's true what they say about the green. It's true what they say about the blue props and the orange. You can definitely keep it within the visual line of sight. I definitely see it there. One thing you can also do is change the speed. Right now I have it in sports. Let's see. It's going 13 miles per hour, 15 miles per hour, 17 miles per hour. So it definitely picks up speed. And if I was to come back to me here in normal mode, I'm getting 10 miles per hour, 10, 11, 12, but the wind is definitely in my favor. Let me go ahead and switch to sports there and see how fast I'll go. 16, 15, 15, 16. So about 17 miles per hour, 18 is what you'll get on the Air here, the Air 11. Let's go ahead and come back
to it. Oh, one of the things that if you just notice my phone mount here, I'm not a fan of phone mounts, like these controller with the phone, but again, it is a bargain drone. This is when my phone mounts in here, it's hitting all my buttons on my iPhone. It's turning on like the climate on my Tesla. I have that as a shortcut button. Is calling emergency services. So I just have it leaning right on top and it seems to be working pretty fine. All right, so there you have it. Raw, live, first impressions, flying this V11 Air. As I stated on my commentary when I was flying it raw, this is a really good beginner drone. This is not something for professionals or someone who wants to take their cinematography or photography to like the highest level. This is a good practice drone. So instead of buying those cheap toys in the mall or on Amazon, like from unknown vendors, go ahead and pick yourself up one of these. I think this is gonna give you a really good practice. The camera, the gimbal seems to work fine. The quality of the video is okay. It's not like superb quality, but it's decent enough for social media to get you there, to get you into the hang of things. And overall, the drone is pretty stable in the air. So I did kind of like that from that perspective, that it, you know, for a budget-friendly drone, that this is, I guess, acceptable. Now the remote is also pretty good. I did have that complaint where I don't like to mount my phone here because it presses on all the buttons on an iPhone, but you do have your kind of gimbal sticks here stored at the bottom. It's a typical remote. You get some really cool telemetry data in the front. Overall, I think, you know, for the bundle, listen guys, you're thinking about a $300, maybe $200 drone with all the promotions. The battery lasted, well, it is what it is. You're buying a $200 drone. And let's go ahead back home. Let's get on the bike. Let's close out this video. And I'll leave you everything you need to know at the very end in terms of where to buy it and any coupons that you may apply to this. So let's get back home.
All right, so now that we've unboxed it, you got to see my first raw flight. We're back here to just talk about final conclusions. And I think this is a very important time to really like level set and think about what is the intended use of this drone and the intended audience. We are approaching the holiday season. I started my video by saying that. So you may be thinking about buying a drone to a friend, a relative, a family member, or even for yourself. If you're watching this video and you're new into drones, you're searching all over the internet for deals, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, etc. And it is important that you don't buy the wrong drone. So I think that this drone is quite suitable for that entry level pilot. The V11 Air is right now on sale for $299 from the original price of $499. I'm taking a look at my notes here. I'm looking at Amazon Live and it is on sale for $299. You can even apply a coupon code and bring it down to $219 as of today. Not sure if that's gonna go away. I'm sure it will. But I might also include my own specific unique promo code, and I'll leave that in the description below. So make sure that you check out all the promotions available and get it at the best price, whether you wanna get it directly from Ruko or you wanna get it directly from Amazon. Just get it from wherever it's gonna be most affordable, right? A lot of these websites change prices all the time. But you know, I think when we kind of pull back, let's go with that bottom price that I'm seeing here of $220. For $220, you're getting a complete bundle. You're getting, you know, 2 batteries, up to 70 minutes of flight time. And again, that's going to vary. You get a really nice remote that feels great in the hands here. Really comfortable. You get telemetry data on the remote, which is actually pretty cool. You're getting all the cables you need. You're really getting everything that you need for flying. And, you know, I said, let's level set here. And that's extremely important. This is not going to be your professional drone to capture, let's say, you know, map out landscape and do a professional real estate job. This is not the intended purpose of this drone. Just if you look at the video, this is merely a fly for fun drone. I want to quote my good friend there, Johnny Drone Flyer, who buys all these drones, by the way, and the premium ones. But this is really a drone to just have fun with. This is a drone to take to the beach. This is a drone to take on vacation. This is a drone for a pilot that's learning how to fly, a very new pilot. That is the intended purpose of this drone. And I think that with all the features that we've covered today, you can't go wrong with this purchase. You know, social media in 2025, now we're approaching 2026, still continues to be a big thing. I myself, when I capture content, I'm posting it on X, I'm posting it on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, Snapchat here and there. And, you know, this is a drone that's probably made for social media. You can capture video, vertical video quality. You can capture quality video that's decent for those social media productions. And these are quick shares to friends and family. So, you know, thinking back and just kind of like bringing this video to a wrap and closing it out, I think for $200, give or take $300, this is not a bad place to start, and I highly encourage you to check it out. So with that being said, make sure that you check out the description for the best prices, apply all those coupon codes, and more importantly, if you have any questions or comments about this before you make a purchase or even post-purchase, leave them down below in the comments. I'll be there answering all of your questions. With that being said, thank you so much for watching this holiday drone review, if you will. I appreciate you tuning in. I hope you're having a great holiday season, and I hope I catch you out there flying. Until next time, peace.